What's going on, and welcome back. Gonna do a kind of like I guess a comparison real quick of a couple of QSP knives. One you probably heard of, and it's kind of come out recently, is the QSP Canary. It's became pretty popular, I would think, pretty quick. A lot of people liked it, but I guess what they're known for is their fixed blade. I haven't had the chance to handle the fixed blade Canary, but I know I never heard anything bad about it really, so I think it's a pretty good knife that I've heard of. Not for sure because I haven't handled it obviously, but from what I've heard, it's pretty good. But then they came out with the little pocket folding knife, and that kind of became pretty popular, I thought, because plus they had a lot of variations of it right out the gate, which I think kind of really kind of welcomed it, I guess, into the community. Um, but I want to kind of compare it to another QSP favorite. It's very, very well known, obviously. You guys are going to know it, and it is the Penguin. And the reason I kind of wanted to do this is because I really do love QSP Penguins. There's so many different like varieties. There's different sizes. They have like a mini, they have a large or an XL. Um, so they have a lot of variety in sizes also with the QSP Penguin. And not saying that I keep saying the different names. The Canary, I'm not saying the Canary may not have different sizes down the road, but the Penguin, I feel like it's obviously been out a while, so obviously they've had time to come up with other stuff. But I'm really kind of just, I really think I dig the Penguin a little more. But the Canary it's right there, and I think once they start coming out with other stuff like different sizes too, maybe if that's what it's in the future, um, I think this is going to really take off, even more so than it already is. And one thing they did that the Penguin hasn't done that I've noticed yet is the Ultim. Ultim's very, very popular all of a sudden, and I hear it's a love-hate relationship with it. People love it or they hate it. And, well, I would say there's that gray area where some people are like, yeah, it's not so bad. I'm kind of like in the grayish area in that it looks good on certain knives and other knives it doesn't look good at all. Like I usually like the ones with the black, either DLC coating or black coating of some sort on the blades. And like hardware and stuff like that. The black hardware I think sets it off. And it does look like a PP or yeah, PP blade, PP handle, but it does look good once it's got the black details on it. I like to think, in my opinion, and I like to think that's what sets this apart from like the other knives. Um, I guess one thing also is I didn't like the clear Altum. I didn't think that looked very well. I like the kind of the fog gear type one, but it looks really good on this one. I think that's what the Canary really looked good with. Um, I wish they'd kind of try it out with the Penguin just to give it a try because you know they've got like 100 different variations of it, so you might as well try it out, right? They have like bronze, aluminum, this, that, all blah blah blah. I mean, like you can look on Amazon and you could find dozens and dozens and dozens. They have large versions of the Penguin. I have one of those. I love it, and then I don't have a mini version yet. I do want to get one eventually, but I don't know. I just like them. One thing I really liked about the Penguin is that the carbon, marbled carbon fiber. I've always liked it. They got the blue right here. They got the red. These two are my favorites. The red one was my first one that I bought, but then I was like, blue's my favorite color, so I'm just gonna grab up on it too. And it is D2 steel, and that's what another thing that kind of separates, I guess, the Canary from the Penguin in a way. Okay, I'll get into it in a second, but this is, I believe it's 14C 28N. It actually doesn't even say on there. Crap. Yeah, if it's not that, I'll put it down in the description. Just check it out. But I believe it's 14C28N. I can't remember all of a sudden. I thought it was written on there too, but it's not. There's nothing absolutely on the blade at all. So, So I do like 14C a little better than D2. D2 is kind of like the workhorse of the blades. You know, I feel like the steels. Great steel though. I really like it. I hear that I've actually been learning about like sharpening and stuff like that. Kind of looking into it. And one thing I found out is D2 is a little harder to sharpen. Now, that would explain a few things for me because I'm trying to get into sharpening a little bit on my cheaper budget knives. And that's one thing. I think I've heard that on Bees Blades, the YouTube channel. He was talking about it. He's talking about D2 specifically. He said, if you want to do it, practice on like the 9CR or something like that. Those steels, they're a little softer and they're a little easier to learn how to sharpen with. D2 is a little harder, and that's what's going to cause problems later because you're going to get frustrated. And that's probably what some of my problems was because one of them I was trying to sharpen was D2 and I wasn't having a very good time with it. But that's why I like the Canary a little bit better in that aspect of steel wise. But again, Penguins, there's so many out there. There's 154 CM, there's S35 VN, like there's whole bunches, I guess a whole bunch of different kinds of steels that also go with the Penguins. So there's such variety out there with them. Like it's the Canary is a great knife. I really do like it, and I really do like the Ultim look. But for right now, like the Penguin is just killing it right now because they have so many variations, and I think the Penguin can very easily catch up because I feel like it became very popular very quick. But obviously that's my opinion. That's what I kind of been looking out at. Um, and I haven't really seen a lot of bad reviews. One thing I also didn't care for is the jimping. I don't know why. There's no jimping on it at all. I'm gonna get close up for you. And I always preach about jimping. I like jimping. I like being able to have my thumb right there and not worry about it slipping off or anything like that. And this doesn't have it at all. So it's very smooth. And if you get a little sweaty, like if you're outside working in the heat and stuff like that, like you could slip. And not that you're gonna like obviously cut yourself or slip and do some harm to yourself. But yeah, I'm just a fan of jimping. I think it's a good thing, and it's a very easy thing to put on your knife when you're creating a knife. I think it's just a very easy thing. Obviously, some jimping is different. Like obviously, here's a giant mouse, and the jimping's out here. So for me, that's perfect. I love the jimping out there because I can choke up a little farther, and normally that's what I'm going to do if I can. I know a lot of people like it back here, so they can just do this, obviously. So that's all just a preference thing, and maybe some people just didn't want any jimping at all. But my opinion, I'd rather have some jimping than none at all. So that was always something that kind of turned me off when I found out about that. I'll do a quick size comparison, just because the Canary is actually smaller than I thought it was. It's smaller than the Penguin, as you can see right here. Let's get a better, there you go. So it's probably at least a quarter shorter. Maybe a little more, maybe like almost maybe a half. I would probably say half inch. So it's a half inch shorter. So let's open it up now and check it out right there for you. So it is quite a bit smaller still. So I would say if you want a very, very compact knife, I would say the Canary is right up the alley that you want. Like I used to say that the Penguin was like the one to get, but if you want a little bit smaller, the Canary is going to be it for you. I would almost compare it to the Mini Praxis, the Civivi Mini Praxis. I would say it's on that level. I don't have that out right now, but I would say it's probably pretty daggone close to that length, if not maybe a little smaller. Um, Again, that's another budget knife that's pretty good, but we'll get into that another time. I was actually thinking about buying this, but now that I found out that there's no jimping, like it really did kind of bug me, and I'm a snob, I guess, for jimping. I do think this is a really, really great knife, but I think I'm just gonna pass on it because maybe I do really like the way it looks, but I think I may just pass it on. Um, yeah, I don't know. Jimping is kind of my thing. I do love the texturing on it though too. That's another great thing on it. And I do not know if they have any Micarta versions of this yet. I don't think they do. I think it's like Ultim and G10 and stuff like that. I don't know if they have Micarta, so that would be something that they could also get into and really kind of, you know, up their sales and stuff like that. Because I know that I have Micarta also in I think it's the blue denim Micarta and the pink ones, and that's always been, I think, pretty popular. I know quite a few people who have one, the Micarta ones. I don't know, this is my opinion on it. I really think they can do a lot with the Canary, and it could really be a big boomer for them, even more so than it has. Um, the prices, okay, I didn't get into that. The prices are a little different, obviously. These were like 32 bucks on for the basic models. The 32 bucks are for the Penguin. That's for like this version right here with the D2 steel. This is Ultim, so it's probably a little more expensive, obviously. This was 60 some for the Ultim, for the Canary. And that was another thing I thought was another 60 bucks for that. Like it's 60 some dollars. Like it's hard for me to, I bought some stupid purchases in my life, obviously, but I feel like 60 some bucks for this is not quite worth it. I know it's got 14C. Again, if that's incorrect, I will let you know in the description, but I feel like I bought some 14C like up there in the $100 price range, and I won't do that again. Like I just feel like it's the wrong price for that. I was really kind of just being a fanboy, and I bought one, and I didn't like it later down the road. I won't go into what it is, but yeah. One thing I noticed is that it does kind of lock really well. Like it is kind of tight. Like almost like it sticks. But maybe that's just me. Maybe they're all like that. I don't know. I've never had a problem with the Penguin though. Like they just work every time. Like a Glock in the firearm industry, it works every time. Not really a good comparison because they are totally different things. So that probably sounded kind of stupid, but you know what? I've never had a problem with the Penguin, so it's my opinion on it. Yeah, I don't know. That's all I really got to say. My opinion on it. If you guys have different opinions, if you guys think the Canary is a little better, let me know down in the comment section. Or honestly, I think the Praxis is pretty comparable to all these also. They're different steel, different handle, different stuff like that. And I would almost say I would go with the Praxis in the Ultim over this, to be honest with you. I really do like the Praxis, the Mini Praxis. It's kind of like my favorite little compact knife. And I really wanted to get it, except when I wanted to get it, it went out of stock. So that kind of sucked, but I'm still going to probably buy that one over the Canary. And I'll obviously do a video over that when it comes. But that's the one I want to get for the Ultim. I don't know, just me. If they had a Penguin in Ultim, I probably would buy it also. I think it would look cooler. But that's all I got, though. Leave a thumbs up if you thought the video was any good. Helps with the algorithm. If you have any comments on anything else or your opinion on what one is the better knife, let me know down in the comment section. Thanks.